Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Bakemonogatari. It is episode 6 and you know what to do. As always, go down into my descriptions, there is a link which will lead you to the reaction itself. Enjoy it, and once you've done, please come back here and hear me out on what I thought about this episode. So see you soon. For those of you that came back, welcome back. So well, as always, I wrote down quite a bit. It is like the beginning of each of the new chapters of Bakemonogatari. It is a third one now for me. So the first one is always just background information, the character which it will be possibly about. It's not so easy to yet guess where it is going. Yeah, I snatched one or two things there that I think might be important and interesting. But I do not really have a clue yet where we are heading. However, there was some interesting information about other characters of the show as well. So let's just go through it, right? So the episodes are called Monkey. It's about an animal again, in this case monkey. Although there seems to be a bit like a crab effect in, as we've already seen. And if I think about the a preview of the last episode, it should be something like an octopus as well. So not sure where we are heading. Left hand was mentioned as well in the beginning, which is fitting because her hand is bandaged. So there is something special about at least one of her arms. And she mentioned already that she injured it. Well, she's running a lot. That is something that was mentioned in the intro of hers as well, that she at least always can run. So like whatever is happening, what is not working, what is going wrong, she still can run. I don't know if it is running away, running to something, or just for the sake of it running, to feel good. The intro of herself, talking about the music, the music theme, mentioned that she was unconscious, taped to the spot, like she couldn't move. So there is, it doesn't really have to mean the meaning of the words. It might be like phrasing. If you're taped to the spot, you cannot move from the spot. That doesn't have to mean that you cannot really move. It might mean something like that although she's moving, she isn't going forward. She's not reaching a place. Like the same as we had it with Hajikuji, who was moving and trying to reach a destination but never came there, never arrived at the destination. Okay, she it is for sure a lot about feelings, so about controlling your feelings, that she cannot control her feelings, seeing that there was a strange thing in the end hitting Araragi-kun. It might be, and that is a pure guess, but I think it might very well be that she is turning into something, like this thing as example. So a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde effect here. Just guessing, but it looks a lot like that. She can still leap over you. So we have seen her running and we have seen her jumping, which is fitting to the background of her being an athlete, of it being a track athlete, someone who runs a lot and jumps a lot. So not sure if this is fitting into the story, however. And we oh yeah, there was one thing, in the end of her intro, there was a picture which then blurred out. I think of her being stabbed by someone else, I think another female with long hair, into the heart. I asked myself if maybe, just maybe, thus we learned later on that Senjougahara was an idol of her. That the moment when Senjougahara pushed her away, when she tried to help, that was like a step to her heart, which may have caused what is happening now. It would be a very fitting picture, because I think the other woman in the intro was Senjougahara. And it would be, maybe she was in love with Senjougahara, or it was just the idolizing. But still, it would be very fitting that she felt kind of betrayed or left alone when she wanted to help her idol, and this one just pushed her away, like, I don't need you, I don't want you to help me. So, and then she drew back. That might be a very, very important thing. Okay. Well, she, however, chased Araragi and wanted to talk about politics, you know? I mean, it was clear that it was not really a talk that was about something she wanted to talk about. She just wanted to come into chatting. Talk about Middle East politics or India or whatever the reasons were. So it was very clear. It was just like, hey, I want to talk to you. Reasons might be different, might be various. It might be because he's in connection to Senjougahara now, and she really, really is still trying to follow her around and wants to learn about him. Thus, it might be that she realized that the problem of Senjougahara changed, lifted, however. So it might be that she realized that and thinks if he somehow could help her, maybe he can help me. Possible. It might be if it is about love, you know, that he is the one that takes her away from her now. Although that didn't feel like that, she was too calm for that. Yeah. So, hurting the net. Let me check. Oh yeah. While in the background, the main theme at the moment is that there is a test coming, which all of them are preparing for. But we haven't seen much of that yet. I guess that will be something in the next 1 or 2 episodes, this test, because it is important for the future of Araragi and of Senjougahara, as well as of Hanekara. She is doing this test as well. So yeah, that was a little interlude that came in. So we had the moment when after they met and had this small chat without really a lot of context in it yet, and Hachikuji running around and just being interesting as always, including them beating each up together as always. We had a little jump back to Senjougahara, spending time together with Araragi, learning for this test. Where there are, I think, 2 major things to point out. The one thing, and I think it is an important thing, is that she's questioning him, what do you do in your future? What do you see for yourself in your future? And that is a big question. That is one that seriously is not easily answered. There are not many people on Earth who are like born or raised up with a clear destination where they want to go. I envy and despise those people at the same time, because it is a really cool thing if someone knows what he's going to be. You know, those people who are, apart from being child, when we all want to be like firemen, astronauts and whatever, but later on who say like, I know what I want to do when I've grown up. I will be a cook, or I will be a mechatronic, someone who works in car design. I will be a writer, something like that. Who are not just like, I think I will be, who are like, I will be that. I know it. It is my destiny. And who are working full force into one destination. As I said, I envy them. On the one hand, because that is something I really would like to have. I think many people would like to have that. A clear destination where we're going for. And yes, I despise them as well, because it's somehow easier for you in this way. So that is a big question, and I think many of us had this question in their past, or have it at the moment. So in the past, when you are like about to finish school, as Araragi is now, then you have to make a decision where to turn next. And in most cases, it is a time when you are grown up already, and it's one of the first decisions you have to make for yourself. Yes, your parents may help you, family, friends, and everything, but in the end, it is one first major decision where to steer your ship. And it is one that can be very, very important for your life. So that's a big question he's faced with now, and it seems he hasn't thought about it yet so much before. She, on the other hand, Senjougahara, clearly thought about it. So she knows she's going to study, and she knows everything else. So she seems to be way more focused on where to go. One major theme with her. The second one, she's a hot potato. In every sense of the word, I guess. I mean, yeah, she's being hot, you know what? But it is about, if you bite into hot potato, although it seems to be cool on the outside, you will definitely burn yourself. And that's what he's encountering here again. Because he asks her about this girl, about Kambura, and she's going crazy. Kamburu, sorry. And she's absolutely going nuts on him. Like, it is the, you're my lover, you're mine, don't you dare having anyone else, threatening to pull out his eyeball to injure him, just by the fact that he will heal doesn't mean he's not feeling pain. So she's really going apeshit. And that's a moment when you're like, cool down, lady, what the heck is wrong with you? So yes, once again, we have to realize we see it from his perspective. So possibly she was just like, what? At him. And for him, it feels like she goes like that. But still, in his perspective, she's going crazy. So he better watch us out there. And that brings us to not only about asking her about other girls, but about, poking her in any way, poking the bear. Which we later on have in the discussion with Hanekara, where she says it might be better not to rummage too much around in her past. It might very well be that he's stirring things he better does not stir. I think that will be a constant theme in the next 1 or 2 episodes. It might very well be this will cause problems in the relationship that he has. So, there was this nice sentence which I liked. Every time you sigh, not sure, you lose a bit of happiness. That's a nice one. I really like it. That's a very, very fitting one. And she confesses that she's lovesick. So that's a strange thing to him. She always seems to be so cool and calculating, but then she states the fact that she loves him, that she really, really likes him. It would be somehow interesting to see what is happening from an outside view, not from his view, because everything we see is from his side. So it would be interesting to see how others perceive those two. Maybe she is completely clinging on him and is looking at him with loving eyes and he just doesn't realize it. We don't know. However, yeah, she made him a very, very romantic promise. If I ever will kill anyone, I will kill you first. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's just say that is weird. But she is. I mean, he chose her and she is the way that she is. So he has to live with it. And well, then we had the scene where, once we went away from there, where he went over and called Hanekara. So she did some light studying, which was hilarious because she just was, wasting time, you could say. So she was sitting there and just waiting for time to go by. I'm not sure about her. She's an interesting character. She's strange. We had her in the past episodes, and as I said, she's like a pole of coolness. She's bringing people down to a more relaxed state, to a more relaxed way of behavior. I am not sure. I mean, she came on by when he was sitting with Hachikuji, and all calmed down due to her. I am not sure if she did interact with Hachikuji, because that might be interesting, because she was a ghost, So we know that Araragi, helped her in the past, so she had some very own problems as well, which very, very likely were not normal. But she seems to be, let's call it, special as well. Her way of behaving there is as well. The fact that she's standing in the middle of the street So I really hope to learn a bit more about her in the future somewhere. I guess it will be in one of the other series, possibly. However, she has a phone that has written on it off in green and in red. So in both cases it reads off. I'm not sure what that has to mean. Well, however, she gave him some information on the background of Kamburu, and there is definitely a connection with Senjougahara. So the both of them were not just like only idol and junior. They were perceived as a part of a big group of Valhalla, which is a big name. So two very, very successful athletes in their very own way. And one might guess that they spend a lot of time together. It seems as though. And that would push once more this subject that maybe Kabura felt stepped into the heart when Senjougahara pushed her away. So I think that is a thing that will be important. However, she stated to, as I mentioned before, maybe not stir into the past too much, because that might cause problems. Well, I don't think he will listen to her. However, he went away from Senjougahara's place and realized that he forgot the envelope that he was meant to carry to Oshino, possibly the payment, and was thinking about turning back. And in this moment, we realized someone standing behind him, fittingly on the train roads, on the railroads of the train, and just attacking him instantly. So we have seen that one before in the intro. So it is something definitely connected to Kambura, and as I guess it is even her. So as I said, maybe it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde effect, that it is her in a strange other form. So that thing had red arms, at least one. I think both of his arms/hands were red like blood. However, it has a lot of power. It with one hit, it threw him all over the area, and definitely injured him a lot. The good thing is he's healing fast, so other people would possibly have died there. And it looks strange. So it has this very skinny legs. Wears a white overcoat, has glowing eyes, and long red arms. So, in a way, it looks like a crab, because it is so hunched over. I don't see much of a monkey there, so not sure what the monkey theme is about. And then it seems to just have disappeared, and Senjougahara was there, and once again, there we are at the moment where it's what the heck is wrong, where she's like, you forgot this. He's lying on the ground, bleeding like hell, is injured, and she's like, you forgot the envelope. Those people. Well, that is where it ended, more or neither. We had the extra. I think there is I'm not sure if it is her, but there's someone bound to the ground who has a taped arm. It might be that should be Canberra, but it might be just a coincidence. However, in the outro, which some of you mentioned you could see because it's not really spoiling, you could already see something of the next episode. So I'm really not sure about the outro still. But you could see that there is, I'm pretty sure it is her standing, and one of her arms is like a little bit like a lobster arm, I think, something like that, which would explain the color and maybe the power. So not sure where we are heading, but once again it seems to be like it is this mix of god and animal. What do they stand for? And emotions. It's always about emotions. Those are powerful, so I guess it is once again about her being in some way hurt in the past and now not able to cope with those feelings. So I'm standing with my theory of Jekyll and Hyde. So maybe it is about the fact that sometimes she gets angry or upset or is not able to control her emotions and then turns into something that is, well, possibly just attacking people. So, my theory so far. That's it for this time, however. You know what to do. As always, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you soon again on my channel, as it should be. Yeah, feel free to visit my Patreon and my Facebook. And until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.